Members of the school board, thanks for giving me a chance to speak. Superintendent Corbin thinks we should have police officers in this school with loaded guns and wooden clubs on their belts. Well, I don't. Give me a chance here, Joe. Most of you know me. I'm Maggie Brayton. I've been teaching English here for more than 20 years. I love my job, but I will resign if police officers are stationed in our halls. A few years ago, I had a 10th grader. I'll call him Jason, who wrote a story about a bunch of watercress that went berserk in the refrigerator. Overnight, it sent out huge branches that burst through the sealed door, coiling out like snakes. By the time he got up in the morning, the watercress had killed the cat. No, Darcy, I am not kidding. I gave Jason an A+ and told him to see me after class. I asked him if his family really had a cat, and he said, no, his sister was allergic. He made the cat up so the watercress could kill it. A few months later, Jason's class read Romeo and Juliet. I asked them to write about friendship. Jason wrote that a close friend makes you feel more confident, the way Mercutio did for Romeo. But a friend who's forbidden is much more exciting, the way Juliet was. The most thrilling friend he ever had, he wrote, was a Kimber Micro CDP 380, a truly elegant handgun. I asked Jason's parents to come in for a conference. His mother stormed in, outraged. She shouted, whether we have handguns in our home is absolutely none of your business. In the spring, we read the Emily Dickinson poem, I Heard a Fly Buzz When I Died. Jason raised his hand in class and said, there were flies in the cafeteria yesterday. Then you told us to read this poem. I recognized the signs, so I brought my friend to school with me. Today is the day. I froze for a moment, and then I asked Jason to stay right where he was so we could finish our conversation. I told the rest of the kids to go straight to the library, no questions, just go. I closed the door behind them. Then I sat down next to Jason and told him I wanted to meet his friend. He said nothing. Finally, he reached into his pants pocket and pulled out the gun. I held my hand out and waited until the gun settled on it. I thanked him. Then I locked the gun in my desk and we walked down to the office together. Jason didn't come back to high school. When he was released from the psych unit, he was sent to boarding school. Did you have a comment, Walt? Yes, it was a hell of a risk to take. But if armed police officers had been in the building, do you think they could have locked that gun away before someone was shot? I was right there. I knew him. He listened to me because he trusted me. Trust is what makes my job feel like a calling. It's why kids sometimes write to me from college the way Jason did, or from Afghanistan, or from rehab. Shootings happen in American schools once every 4 weeks. In almost every case, someone knew about the plan and said nothing. We need to teach everyone in this school, teachers, custodians, coaches, everybody, how to recognize desperate young people, desperately lonely, or desperately angry, or desperately confused. We need to teach students how to listen for trouble and always, always report what they notice. Will some of the reports be unnecessary? Of course. But no one will die from those mistakes. I want to be very clear. I will resign from this job I love if we bring police officers into this school. I will resign. I may be the only one, but what's that? Tita Hannah says I'm not alone. She is willing to put her job on the line. Marion? Terrific. Anyone else? Jamal? Would you look at that? No, I know this is not just about teachers, Peggy, but I can't ask custodians. Oh, what? Great. Teresa and Lamont and yes, of course, I mean aides too. Charlie? Oh my God, Charlie, you've been here longer than I have, what, 30 years? I'm going to ask every employee of the school district. Would you lay your job on the line to keep the police out? If we don't rely on force, we'll be responsible for safekeeping. That's a lot to ask. If you're with us, raise your hand. No? Better yet, stand up. Stand up. Whoa. Members of the school board, here we stand. Now vote to let us do our jobs.